What if electricity bills became a thing of the past? Imagine a device sitting in a garage, powering an entire home using nothing but magnets. No fuel, no solar panels, no connection to the power grid. MAGMO is advertised as generating up to 5,000 watts of electricity around the clock with a magnetic system that runs on its own. It sounds impossible, but here's what viewers need to know about this magnetic energy technology and whether it could truly eliminate power bills forever. The energy crisis nobody talks about. Most people think high electric bills are just part of life, but there's a bigger problem brewing that affects everyone. Energy costs keep climbing year after year, and families across the country are feeling the squeeze. What used to cost $150 a month 5 years ago now runs $300 or more for the same house using the same amount of power. The numbers don't lie, and they're getting worse fast. Here's what families are dealing with right now. A typical household in Texas paid around $120 monthly for electricity in 2019. That same house now pays $240 or more during peak summer months. In California, some families watch their bills hit $400 to $500 every month just to keep the lights on and the air conditioning running. These aren't luxury homes with pools and hot tubs. See, these are regular 3-bedroom houses with standard appliances. The situation gets even more complicated when the power goes out. Traditional power grids across America are old and breaking down more often. Texas experienced massive blackouts during winter storms that left millions without heat or electricity for days. California deals with planned shutoffs during fire season that can last for weeks. When the grid fails, people lose everything stored in refrigerators and freezers, plus they can't work from home or keep medical devices running. Think about what happens during these outages. Families rush to buy ice and camp stoves. Parents worry about keeping baby formula cold. People who work from home lose entire days of income because they can't power their computers or connect to the internet. The financial impact goes way beyond the electric bill itself. Most people look at solar panels as the obvious solution, but they come with serious limitations. Solar panels stop working the moment clouds cover the sun or when night falls. During storms, when people need power the most, solar systems shut down completely for safety reasons. Plus, a full solar setup with batteries costs $20,000 to $40,000 up front, and many homeowners can't afford that investment. Backup generators seem like another option, but they create their own problems. A decent whole-house generator costs $5,000 to $15,000 installed. Then comes the ongoing expense of keeping it fueled. Propane costs around $3 per gallon, and a generator burns through several gallons per day during extended outages. Gasoline generators need constant refueling, and gas stations often close during major storms when generators are needed most. What this means for people is simple. They're stuck in a system they can't control or escape. Power companies raise rates whenever they want. The grid fails when weather gets rough. Alternative solutions cost too much or don't work when needed most. More people working from home makes reliable electricity even more critical than before. This crisis has sparked a serious search for completely new ways to generate power that don't depend on fuel, weather, or aging power lines. People want energy independence that actually works around the clock in any conditions. One company claims they've found the answer using something most people never thought could power a home: how magnets could change everything. MAGMO claims their device generates electricity using only carefully arranged magnets. No burning coal, no spinning wind turbines, no solar panels soaking up sunshine. Traditional generators work by burning fuel to create heat, which makes steam, which spins turbines to produce power. Wind generators need constant wind to keep their blades moving. Solar panels stop working when clouds roll in or the sun goes down. MAGMO says their system works completely differently from anything people have seen before. Here's the bold claim that has everyone talking. MAGMO says magnets can create a continuous flow of electricity without any external power source. The company says they've figured out how to arrange magnets in specific patterns that create motion all by themselves. Picture a wheel with magnets placed at exact spots around the edges. When positioned just right, MAGMO claims these magnets push and pull against each other in ways that keep the wheel spinning without anyone turning it by hand. MAGMO says the magnetic system works through constant motion between different sets of magnets. Think of it like having invisible hands constantly pushing a merry-go-round from different directions. MAGMO claims the forces balance out in a way that creates steady rotation instead of everything grinding to a halt. The marketing describes spinning magnet arrangements, but elsewhere promises no moving parts. That contradiction is worth questioning. MAGMO says this motion pushes electrons through copper wires to create steady electrical current. The spinning magnets pass by coils of wire, and this movement supposedly forces tiny particles called electrons to flow through the metal. When electrons flow through wire, that's electricity. It uses the same magnetic induction idea behind motors and generators. But MAGMO says it has refined the design to avoid the usual losses. The key claim that makes this technology so interesting is simple. MAGMO says once started, the system keeps running on its own without stopping. Think of it like a spinning top that keeps going, but in this case, it never slows down. The company claims the magnetic forces provide all the energy needed to maintain the motion. No fuel gets burned up, no wind dies down, no clouds block the energy source. The magnets just keep doing what magnets do naturally. That sounds neat. So why are physicists skeptical? This raises an obvious question that everyone asks. If this actually works, why isn't everyone using it already? The answer connects to how new technologies usually develop. Cars existed for decades before most families owned one. Computers filled entire rooms before fitting on desks. Cell phones were huge, expensive bricks before everyone carried them in pockets. Revolutionary changes often take time to reach regular people. The real question is whether MAGMO can actually deliver on its promises. The Promise versus Reality Check MAGMO presents bold claims about what its device can deliver for households. According to the company, the home model produces 5,000 watts of continuous power every hour of every day. For businesses, a larger version is said to generate 20,000 watts around the clock. The figures sound impressive, but the real question is what they actually mean for everyday families. Here's how the power numbers break down in real terms. The residential model produces up to 5 kilowatts. MAGMO says that's enough for a typical home. Most homes peak at around 3,000 to 4,000 watts during busy times when the air conditioner, dishwasher, and other appliances run at the same time. The claimed output would handle these peak loads with room to spare. The maintenance-free promise stands out as one of the biggest selling points. But here's a key ambiguity worth questioning. MAGMO says their devices have no moving parts that wear out over time, yet their materials also describe spinning magnets. Is it spinning magnets or no moving parts? MAGMO's materials contradict themselves here. The company claims owners just plug the device in once and forget about it for years with no oil changes, no fuel to buy, and no filters to replace. This would eliminate the ongoing costs that make other backup power systems expensive to operate, assuming such claims hold up under independent testing and real customer reports. Weather independence represents another major claim. MAGMO says their devices work during thunderstorms when solar panels shut down for safety. They generate power at night when solar systems stop producing. Snow, ice, wind, and extreme temperatures supposedly don't affect the magnetic generation process at all. The device would keep running in basements, garages, or outdoor sheds, regardless of what happens outside. The cost numbers reveal some interesting calculations based on MAGMO's price and typical bill ranges they cite. MAGMO prices their home model at $4,125 and the commercial version at $7,334. No monthly payments after that initial purchase. At $200 monthly electric bills, the home device would pay for itself in about 21 months. Families spending $300 monthly would break even in less than 14 months. This assumes the device actually supplies the claimed continuous power and that there are no hidden installation or compatibility costs. Installation claims suggest the process stays simple for homeowners. MAGMO says their devices work as plug-and-play systems that need no professional electricians or special permits. Homeowners supposedly connect the output wires to their electrical panel and start using the power immediately. The key limitations surface when examining real-world conditions. MAGMO provides few specifics about handling inrush current from large appliances starting up, compatibility with different household electrical systems, or long-term maintenance and warranties. Performance guarantees remain vague about actual power output under varying conditions. These promises raise one fundamental question that determines everything about this technology. The science behind the claims. Does this actually work the way MAGMO says it does? Most scientists say devices that claim to run forever without outside energy would violate fundamental physics laws, so extraordinary evidence is required. MAGMO claims magnets can generate continuous electricity without any external power source feeding into the system. The device supposedly creates its own energy using only magnetic forces that keep spinning forever. This core claim challenges basic rules that scientists have tested for hundreds of years. Here's the scientific challenge that makes experts raise their eyebrows. These laws state that energy can't be created from nothing. Every machine that produces energy needs to get that energy from somewhere else first. Gas generators burn fuel, solar panels capture sunlight, wind turbines use moving air. But MAGMO claims their magnets create energy without consuming anything at all. Scientists would need to see very specific test results to believe these claims work as promised. The audience should expect three kinds of independent verification: long-duration tests measuring input versus output energy, independent lab measurements under varying conditions, and repeatable results by other research groups. Independent laboratories would need to measure the device over long periods. They'd check how much electricity comes out compared to any energy going in. They'd test the device in different temperatures and conditions. Most importantly, other scientists would need to repeat the same tests and get the same results. This process is called peer review, and it helps separate real breakthroughs from false claims. MAGMO claims their devices operate at nearly 100% efficiency with no waste heat or noise. This near-perfect efficiency would be unprecedented and therefore needs very strong verification. Compare this to what people see with known energy systems. Regular car engines waste about 70% of their fuel as heat. Solar panels lose around 20% of the sunlight they capture. Even the best electric motors waste some energy as heat and sound. Achieving near-perfect efficiency is extremely difficult because physics works against it in most situations. The lack of independent verification creates serious concerns for anyone thinking about buying these devices. No independent test data has been published. No major university or government lab has confirmed these claims. Scientific journals haven't published papers about magnetic energy generation that works the way MAGMO describes. Here's a practical checklist viewers can use to evaluate MAGMO's claims. Has MAGMO published peer-reviewed studies? Have universities or government labs tested it? Has any independent lab replicated the results? The available evidence shows no independent test data, no peer-reviewed studies, and no third-party verification of their bold claims about continuous magnetic energy generation. This brings up important questions about what people should look for when evaluating any revolutionary energy technology. MAGMO's magnetic energy claims could change everything if they actually work as promised. The company says their devices generate power without fuel, weather conditions, or maintenance costs. These claims sound perfect for families tired of high electric bills and power outages. But here's the bottom line. Interesting claims, no independent proof yet. Before investing in any revolutionary energy technology, ask for independent test results from universities or government labs. Look for peer-reviewed publications that other scientists can review. Ask about warranties and how the device handles power surges from large appliances starting up. The key question is this: what's the one technical detail that should be answered before anyone considers buying a device like this? Would independent lab energy balance tests provide the clarity people need? Share your thoughts in the comments. For more no-nonsense tech checks, make sure to like and subscribe.